What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to be talking about a pen case, a single sleeve pen case from Esterbrook. So this was sent to me free of cost. However, I was not paid to do the review or anything like that. So all of my opinions that I expressed in this video are my own, and they're generally positive. I like the look of it. It's not real leather. It's a fake leather with velvety inside here. I like the look of it. It's very simple. It's very sleek. It's just literally two pieces of synthetic leather basically slapped together, stitched around, and they've called it a day. You know, on the very ends here, you can see the two pieces of leather sewn together. The stitching is nice. The ends aren't as burnt down as I'd like them to be, but for the fact that this is like $15, it's not too bad. I like the color differentiation between the synthetic leather and the stitching. I really like the color of the velvet. It's like a gray color on the inside, and it does fit most pens nicely. So I did put together a little clip, which I'll insert in a minute here. It doesn't fit every pen. And the reason why it doesn't fit every pen is because it's a little bit shorter than most pen sleeves. So something like this, which is a rickshaw pen sleeve, this one happens to be a double one, but same principle. It is shorter. And I know the most common thing that'll probably pop up in the comment section below would be to compare this next to the Aston leather single pen sleeve, which I'm pretty sure I have done a review of a long time ago. I used to own one. I have sold it because I stopped using single pen sleeves. I am starting to use them more now as I'm trying to pare down my collection and pare down how many pens I actually have inked up at the same time. As of right now, I only have 3, so not too bad, which I keep in these. So, yeah, so the Aston leather one, to be honest, unless you're a vegan and you have a thing against real leather, I think I would actually get the Aston leather case. It's just under $14, I think, on Goulet Pen's website. That's US dollars. This is $15 US. So the Aston leather one is actually cheaper. And it is real leather, the Aston one. That one you will have to break in. It is very stiff when you first get it, whereas this is not. This was pretty much good to go right from the moment that I got it. You know, no problem getting pens in and out. So that is something that you will have to consider. I think the Aston leather one, in my opinion, again, looks a little bit nicer aesthetically, and I think it will probably hold up better over time, being that it's real leather, and this is not. But that could just be a guess. And the Aston leather one is a little bit longer, so it will fit more pens, longer pens than this would. But other than that, I do really like it. I have been using it pretty consistently now for about a month, and it still looks pretty new. I mean, it holds a pen shape now, even though it's empty. So there's actually nothing in it, but it does stay a little poofed up. But I do like the fact that it is smaller. It is actually nice that it's a little bit shorter sometimes because you can put it in a pocket or things like that. And it just tucks away a little bit better than something that is longer. Again, this one happens to be a double, but even if you just get the single, I'll see if you like kind of cut it in half, you know, it's a little bit more real estate than something like this. But I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get into the actual, like, what pens fit into this, because ultimately that's all that matters. But would I recommend it? Yeah, probably. Would personally I get the Aston leather one over this one? Probably, but if I had the funds, I'd get both. So yeah, let's see what fits in here. So I've picked out pens of varying heights and thicknesses. So as we know, the Montblanc 147 will just fit lengthwise into this Esterbrook case. One that's very similar is the Platinum 3776. So as you can see here, it's not as tall as it. So this honestly is the perfect pen size to fit into this case, that Platinum 3776. So if you have this pen or ones that are close to it or very familiar to it, then you'll know that this size pen is pretty much perfect for this case. Something like the Aurora Optima, much smaller, so it's gonna have no problem. A little bit girthier than the 147 or the Platinum 3776, but fits in just fine. It does fit down much farther, so you do have to kind of wiggle it up from the back end before you can get it from the finial. Something just silly that I pulled out is the Platinum Parallel. Not that you'd probably keep these in a case anyways, but clearly no go for that. Something like a Visconti Homo Sapiens will fit. The cap does stretch. I feel a good amount of resistance going in, and because it is a little bit girthy, even though the length is not as long as the Montblanc 147, it still doesn't quite fit. The finial does come out, so it's not really a good case for something like that, and it's kind of stiff here. There we go. So no go for the Homo Sapiens. Lamy 2000 is perfect. Fits in there nice and snug. Fits perfectly where you don't even have to really wiggle it at the bottom. You can just kind of pick it up from the top. Fits in there very nicely. Something like the Want Your Dream pen here is very large. It's very long and it's pretty girthy. Girth fits in fine. It's probably as bulky as you could have it be, but of course the length does not fit. And then finally, the Edison Nouveau Premier fits in no problem girth-wise. It does stick out just a little bit at that point. So this is a bit shorter, which is an issue for some. So for something like this happens to be obviously the Rickshaw Double, but the single sleeve that they also offer is the same size lengthwise, and you can see it's just a bit bigger. So even for something like this Visconti Homo Sapiens, it does fit in perfectly. So keep that in mind if this is something that you have your heart set on. It's not going to fit every pen lengthwise. It's pretty average for like the girth of what you can fit in here, but it is shorter than most cases.